They told us not to adopt him. Now I know why. When my wife Jenna and I decided to adopt, we were warned not to take in a boy named Evan. They said he'd been through several foster homes, that he had more behavioral issues and didn't adjust well. But when we saw him sitting there in the adoption center, this tiny, skinny little boy with big brown eyes and a backpack that looked heavier than he was, we couldn't walk away. He didn't smile. He didn't cry. He just looked tired. And we thought no kid should look that tired. The car ride home was silent. Most kids ask 1,000 questions when they go somewhere new. Where are we going? Hey, can I see my room? Do you have a dog? But Evan didn't say a word. He just stared out the window the whole time. When we got home, our daughter Lily, who's 6, ran up to him immediately. She was so excited she'd been waiting for a little brother. She said, "Hi, I'm Lily. Do you like dinosaurs?" He just looked down and whispered, "Yeah." That was the only word he said all night. We showed him his room. It had a dinosaur blanket, a little art set, and a shelf full of toys. We thought it would make him happy. He just nodded and sat on the edge of his bed quietly. At dinner, he barely touched his food. We tried to make small talk, but he only gave one-word answers. When it was bedtime, we tucked both kids in, kissed them goodnight, and went downstairs to watch a movie. About an hour later, Lily came downstairs, clutching her stuffed bunny. She looked nervous and said, "Mommy, Evan's not in bed." We both froze. "What do you mean he's not in bed?" Jenna asked. Lily said, "He went to the bathroom a long time ago, and he never came back." I ran upstairs. The bathroom door was locked. I knocked. "Evan? Buddy, you okay in there?" No answer. We waited a minute. Then I used a coin to open the lock. When the door swung open, my heart just broke. Evan was lying on the bathroom floor. He was wearing his little dinosaur pajamas, but they were torn. He was half asleep, curled up with a pillow under his head. Jenna knelt down and said gently, "Sweetheart, what are you doing here?" He blinked slowly, looked up at us, and said in the softest, most fragile voice I've ever heard, "I wasn't good today, so I have to sleep in here." We both just stared at him. Jenna asked, "What do you mean, honey?" "You were perfect today." He shook his head. "At dinner, I drank my water before they said I could, so I have to be punished." I swear my wife's eyes filled with tears immediately. I couldn't even speak. We realized that wasn't the first time someone had made him sleep on a bathroom floor. That wasn't something a 7-year-old comes up with on his own. That was learned behavior. That was fear. So we sat there with him right on the cold tile and promised him that he would never, ever be punished for being a child. We carried him back to bed, tucked him in, and stayed with him until he fell asleep. He's been with us for 2 years now. He still doesn't talk much. But every morning when I pack his lunch, he hugs me and says, "Thank you for keeping me." And every time he says that, I realize we didn't just adopt a child. We saved one.